Hello, and thank you for watching this December 28th weather update, brought to you by Agrible, the makers of Morning Farm Report. My name is Eric Snodgrass, and I'm a senior atmospheric scientist and co-founder of Agrible. This past week has been quite busy in terms of weather. Record warmth in the east, a lot of severe thunderstorms, and torrential rains. Shown here are the severe weather reports from Wednesday the 23rd. As we discussed in our midweek weather update last week, severe weather was likely along the mid-Mississippi and Ohio River valleys. This weather, which is much more like what we get in March, hammered this region with 39 tornadoes and over 200 reports of wind and hail. Numerous injuries and several fatalities were reported with these storms, and we were sent an urgent reminder that December can still produce some powerful thunderstorms. Then, Saturday night in Texas, another round of severe weather led to the formation of this powerful tornado. You can make out the large wedge tornado as either lightning or downed power lines flash near its base. An official survey has not been done at this point, but based upon the damage photos, this tornado will likely be ranked quite high, possibly an EF4. Here's a look at some of the damage. Here at Agrible, our thoughts and prayers are with those trying to clean up and rebuild their lives after this devastating week of severe weather. Now, the current El Niño event in the Central Pacific Ocean, which is one of the strongest on record, is partly to blame for our anomalous December weather. We have been forecasting for months the impacts on temperature for this December due to El Niño, but here is some interesting research from the Storm Prediction Center on the number of days with severe weather watches during November-December for years with strong El Niños. Clearly, the southern United States has a high statistical probability of having a more active storm pattern when an El Niño event is unfolding in the Pacific Ocean. Another consequence is going to be all the excessive rainfall. This past week also brought another round of torrential rains and significant flooding. This map shows the last 30 days of precipitation as a percent of normal. A week ago, the southeastern United States was near average. However, with all of last week's rain, flooding in Alabama and Georgia is widespread. Additionally, there's a significant chunk of the central United States that is 200 to 600% of average in terms of rainfall over the last 30 days. Widespread flooding is also forming here as rivers are swelling and soils are saturated. The subtropical branch of the jet stream has been relentlessly forcing warm, humid air out of the Gulf of Mexico into the Great Plains and Midwest. December's warmth meant a lot of this fell as rain, although the high plains received quite a bit of snow too. The rains from this past weekend were too much to handle, and flash flood warnings were issued from Texas through Illinois on Saturday evening through Sunday. To add to all of this, a major winter storm is taking shape in Texas on Sunday night, just as we forecast in last week's video update. This animation shows the water vapor in the atmosphere, and we can clearly see a deep trough digging into the south central United States. The bright colors indicate the enormous amount of water vapor being pushed into the United States by this system. Here's a look at the latest U.S. hazards map issued by the National Weather Service. Blizzard warnings are out for northern Texas and eastern New Mexico, while flood watches and warnings are posted across several states east of this heavy snow. Winter storm warnings are posted from Texas to Oklahoma through Kansas, Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, Illinois, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Indiana, and Michigan. Well, this animation shows the national radar mosaic on Sunday evening. Color coding indicates both the intensity of the precipitation and also the type. Several inches of snow will fall on the backside of this system from Texas through Iowa and Wisconsin. The concern is over freezing rain, though, in the morning on Monday on the northern rim of this precipitation. A strong high-pressure system north of the Great Lakes is producing strong northerly winds at the surface here in this region, and they are bringing cold, near-freezing air under this plume of moisture. The effect sandwiches a warm layer between two sub-freezing layers, producing the perfect temperature profile for freezing rain and sleet. But as this system tracks north, there will be a shift over to rain for all regions except for the far northwestern edge of the system, where snow will fall. In addition to all of this precipitation, it will be very windy. This animation shows the position of the low-pressure center on Monday in northwestern Illinois. We can see strong counterclockwise flow around the system, bringing 20 to 40 mile-an-hour winds to the upper Midwest and Great Lakes region. To summarize, Monday is going to be a nasty day across the central United States. The good news, though, is that after this system passes, the weather settles down for quite some time and the central United States are allowed to dry out a bit. No large-scale weather systems are expected in the central United States for some time. Here is the 6 to 10-day precipitation forecast from NOAA. Starting in the middle of this week and continuing into next week, much of the central United States dries out, except for the southwestern United States, which gets some much-needed precipitation. Now, the bigger story in the extended forecast is the shift away from December's warmth as the new year arrives. Here at Agrible's headquarters in Champaign, Illinois, we can see how the model is forecasting temperatures to return to more average, even cooler than average, as we start the new year. This temperature profile is similar across most of the Corn Belt for the start of the new year. We can also see in this animation of surface air temperature anomalies how cold air pushes in from the west as the first week of the new year arrives. As we let the forecast extend into the second week of January, we really lose the large, warm anomalies that set records in December. There are some longer-term indicators that the remainder of January could stay near average as well. An important feature we are watching here at Agrible is the building of a large ridge of high air pressure near Alaska and western Canada. If this sets up, temperatures will cool down quite a bit in the eastern two-thirds of the country for the rest of the month. Well, as always, we at Agrible bring the latest and best weather forecast information through our morning farm report so that you can efficiently plan your operations. We thank you for your attention and hope you look forward to our next weather video update. We also want to wish you a very happy new year. Thank you.